Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the established and very prestigious Manta Cup. Earlier today, this afternoon, we concluded the group stage, and for those wondering, I think the teams that progressed on Group 1 was Beast Team Esports, Good Chi, Black Manta, and Emerald Punishers, and on the other side, it was UB Tenacity, Snack Pack, Black Lotus, and it was Silver Phoenix. And with all knockout tournaments, it starts it does mean that the collide of the groups will begin, and the first one on our stream will be Gucci against Black Lotus. Make talk to me about this game.
Yeah, both of these teams have had quite a dominant tournament so far. Even though Black Lotus finishing only a third place in their group, I think we saw them in our stream as well. We casted their games as well as we casted Gucci, and we saw how good this team can be. They absolutely annihilated the Evolves that they played against, and definitely a team to watch out for. And I'd say very evenly matched. Quarterfinals we have in our hands. Yeah, and while we're editing, I think the main matchup of this game is, I think it's a kind of a returning matchup. I think it was Gucci Yang facing off against Black Lotus in the SLE. What was it? That wasn't quarterfinals. It was 1/8 finals. I'm not sure what it's called.
Round of 16.
And then we saw.
Is that one?
Round of 16, and then we saw how Rebreed kind of matched up against Gloomy in that matchup there, and I think there was quite a bit of banter there, and I think it was a very dynamic and spicy matchup there, and Rebreed really showed up. I think it was his kind of a breakout series back then.
Yeah, it was a breakout series. I remember a particular jungle gap that was featured in that matchup as well, but we don't need to talk about that. For Black Lotus, I was very vocal about their weaknesses as a team on the podcast yesterday. They obviously have a number of strengths, but I stand by the statement, even though they did progress to the top 4. I didn't predict them to progress into the top 4, but congratulations to them. They were able to do so, but I think my criticism of this team is that they lack a strong side. K's Maze is a weak side top. Bot lane don't seem to be a strong side bot, and then Gloomy is he's not a weak laner, but basically in every scenario he will fall behind in CS. Even the game today that we had on our stream where they essentially dominated E-Wolves, he was still 50 CS down against Lina, so you can almost always count that Gloomy is going to fall behind in farm, and not necessarily he picks weak side mid laners. Weak side mid it's not a thing, by the way, but for the case of the argument, he doesn't always pick weak. He's not necessarily picking weak side mid laners. Like, he plays with Kali, he plays Nico, he plays these hype playmaking champions, but farming isn't a big strength of the BLE laners.
Yeah, absolutely, and you could say that Gloomy is more of he's the type of he's kind of a team play oriented type of mid laner, kind of like a Niski, or for more of a SLE watchers, maybe Ichi. They're kind of a similar player to him, and he really sacrifices a lot in lane to kind of to give over to his lanes and roam. And when it works out, it works out brilliantly. When it doesn't, he kind of auto loses because the opponent gets a lot of plates, a lot of minion advantages. So he's just a type of player, and that's just what Black Lotus have learned to play around with. And it's going to be curious to see. We already saw this matchup once between Rebreed and Gloomy, and I'd say this time Rebreed has kind of maybe you could even say a better squad around him. So Gloomy's job does not get any easier here.
No, it doesn't get easier, but let's talk about Black Lotus a little bit, because we broadcasted both these teams today, what I was really impressed with was the support of Black Lotus. Fabian on the Nautilus, he was hitting. I didn't see him miss a hook. Basically, he was up against an Ezreal as well. The whole point of picking Ezreal into a hook champion is you can just blink away. But if the enemy Nautilus just predicts where you are going to blink, there's no point in that. So and Fabian was able to do that. Same with the Braum, predicted jumps from the Braum. Seems like this player he's on it today. It's been a long day, obviously, so I do expect mechanics potentially have dropped off a little bit from the start, but yeah, he had such a good game on that Nautilus on our stream here, so I'm expecting something similar from him.
Something similar indeed, and in that game, yeah, I'd say he was the MVP of his team, hitting almost every single hook, and yeah, beautiful game there by Fabian, but an upgrade, definitely stronger opponent will be waiting for him this time. Gucci has looked quite strong in all of these games, especially in their bot lane, I would say, not losing any of these 2v2s really, and yeah, this time we already see some picks that we saw from Black Lotus in our games that we hasted with the Nico midline, most likely for Gloomy.
Yeah, Gloomy will get his hands on his signature Nico, but so will Rebreathe on his signature Syndra, and I believe this is a chance for Gloomy to conquer his past demons. Had a really troublesome series against Rebreathe, as he mentioned in the SLE. We'll have another chance to have a much more successful opportunity here. This is a best of 3, so even if game 1 does go south for him, he's got 2 more potential games going for him. But yeah, Gloomy versus Rebreathe, there's a small yet interesting storyline there. You can see Gucci picking up the Varus, and I've seen a lot of Varus today, and it seems to always be on the winning team. Talk to me about this pick.
Yeah, a champion with such a big diversity in its playstyle. You can go for more of a lethality, you can go for an on-hit, and it's a champion that no matter what's the stage of the game, it has a lot of value. We've even seen this champion being built quite tanky because due to the how its W works, basically being health percentage based damage based on how many stacks you have, not necessarily on how much AD you have. It's a champion, always useful, always dealing damage, and always grabbing a lot of utility. Even the healing debuff on the root on his ultimate, spreading root actually. So yeah, huge prio, and a champion that always finds itself out back in the meta, and that makes it. Oh, we have a yawn. You're muted.
Oh wow, I was muted. I had a massive reaction to that lock-in. But with the Yone locked in, you can imagine this means you can imagine with Syndra already picked, this Yone will go into the hands of Los Mudereto. We have tagged this guy as a weak side top a lot today. He's played Ornn and Shen. He has also played Gwen. I think he played other champions in the other games that we are yet to have spectated. But he's got the Yone. This time, very hypey champion, mechanically demanding as well. So, it's going to be interesting to see Los Mudereto. Should be a counter and stream how many times I meet. Yeah, shut up. We're interested to see how Los Mudereto pilots this champion.
Absolutely, and Los Mudereto actually has a lot of experience playing against Casemaze. Casemaze was part of that wacky raids team that upset the Rebel Lynx squad in the SLE playoffs, and Casemaze kind of started his very great SLE playoffs run against Los Mudereto. So this player definitely has thought about facing this top laner again, conquering his demons, but we see a Fiddlesticks ban, and that would imply that they are not sure if the Yone is going top lane, because Fiddlestick is another Los Modereto's top lane special.
Yeah, I don't know if Fiddlesticks is. It was definitely a Ruzu special. Fiddlesticks being taken out, I don't know what that necessarily means from Black Lotus, because I don't know. We'll have to see what what the result of this is, as Jesse will go for the Renata, and with Renata locked in, you know, if this if the ultimate lands on top of Zeri, Zeri will just one-shot one of her teammates. So pretty cool interaction there. Actually, now that I say that, I don't even know if Renata ult works on Zeri, because Zeri's autos are Qs. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. It'll be interesting to see. But Renata locked in, another pick that is so successful, not just in Manta. I mean, I haven't seen it today, but it's such a good pick in competitive in general. We see it at Pro Play. Carrier basically picked it almost every game when he won the World Championships. But with Viego and Malphite Harvard here, it looks like BLE are going for a death comp. Oh.
Yeah, they are, and I feel like with the Yone pick and not banning out the Sion, Las Mordoreto really wants this matchup against the Sion, wants to play the Yone into Sion, and he's gonna get it. Casemate picks his man.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, I want to talk about a little bit of a storyline in a bit, but we'll see what this R5 is from Good Chi. It is going to be a jungle brand hovered so far for Yasa. This pick, I made there's a cool Fnatic TikTok with my voice in it.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, but yeah, brand jungle clear is a rapid if you can do it really effectively, and it's a champion that has come into power recently, but the storyline I wanted to talk about is Los Modoreto and K's Maze, along with another Good Chi top laner, Sench, and someone's like, these three have a small storyline. Sench was very vocal about his opinion on Los Modoreto being a top laner that he rated very low in skill level. And K's Maze, a player who showed up to Sench a lot in the SLA finals. I think some people said Gat. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but Kezme definitely did perform better than he should, or better than he did, than he should have on paper against Sench. And if Los Modoreto can have a better series against K's Maze than Sench did, which is essentially the narrative I'm trying to create here. It's a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to create some storylines. Yeah, if Los Modoreto can have a better performance against K's Mace than Sench did, on his signature Scion, I mean, I'm assuming that's what's the reason he's been left open, is because Los Modoreto said, listen, I've been shit-talked by a certain player. It's time to show him that I can beat players that you can't in the same way. So he's got that Yone locked in. And I mean, do you think this is a chance for Los Modoreto to prove himself?
Well, absolutely, and I think he's using it as a statement. I think he has really prepared for this matchup. Everything says that he wants this, right? The bands, the placement of the Yone pick, and and it's like very clear as a day that Yone is coming top. They're not even hiding it. They're not even trying to make it look like they're about to flex it. Los Modoreto wants to face Case Maze's Scion here, and he's throwing down the challenge, and I'm curious to see how will it play out. And we have been talking so much about this top lane matchup that we haven't necessarily talked about the brand pick, right? That's maybe not recently, but overall quite an unorthodox jungle champion.
Yep.
Not that many mages played in the jungle, maybe with exception for like Cartus or something. And curious to see the fire mage facing up. I feel like if Diego can catch him in the jungle, then the brand might have a hard time there. But other than that, I feel like it's a very huge teamfight threat.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. But enough about individual situations. Let's talk about the two team compositions as a whole. We have a little bit of a wombo combo: Scion ultimate, Nico ultimate, Nautilus ultimate, Zeri ultimate. And on the other side, there's no frontline for Gucci. The only frontliner is Yone. Surprise, surprise, he's not a tank. So talk to me about the two team compositions here, Mikas, because on my screen, I'm heavily favoring Black Lotus.
Yeah, we saw this exact kind of matchup play out during Black Lotus's face-off against Wolves that we casted before, and we saw that Black Lotus can play these types of comps very well. We see, I think, 3 out of 5 champions they selected in that game have been selected again. The Nico, the Nautilus, and the Viego. So I was very, very curious to see how Gucci, definitely a team of higher skill than the Evolves, how they can they can use this. They also have a lot of disengage tools with the Renata, with the Syndra again. Even Yone could escape quite easily, and champion like Varus can also like stop one champion, and then the spread of the of chains of corruption can slow down other players as well. So again, definitely a style mismatch here in this matchup. And if Gucci can, of course, if they can stop the engages, if they can stop the running in tools from Black Lotus, they can counter engage and they can throw down the things like Brand's ultimate and so many combos. But it's yet to we are yet to see teams with these types of comps really perform in the Manta Cup so far. And yeah, that kind of all-in comps have been dominating so far.
Yeah, all-in comps showing so much power. I will say, although the composition of Gucci doesn't look too threatening as a unit, the matchups here are definitely not the same story. Syndra, a good pick into Nico. I think Varus, Renata bot lane is a difficult one. It's borderline lane bully and borderline hyperscaling at the same time. Yone into a Sion. Yes, it is K's Major Sion, but you know, on paper, Yone wins this matchup. As soon as Blade of the Ruined King gets completed, it's not even close. The storyline of that, you know, it's even to the extent like it doesn't matter how good you are on the Sion. You know, Yon just auto attacks and shreds your armor. Similarly, Brand, your jungle clear, Viego's clear is fast, but jungle Brand's clear is even faster, and that's where Viego will find difficulty, is if the opponent's clear is faster than yours. So there are counters on the side of Gucci. What I'm concerned of for them is literally just the team composition itself. Like, if Nico lands a big ultimate, and we've seen this happen in the past when Nico's land big ultimates, but enemies are just too tanky, it doesn't do anything. Whereas in this case, there's not very many tanky units on the side of Gucci, so if there's a 3-4 man Nico ultimate in the fight, that's almost a one-shot on all the members.
And that's a key thing. Of course, it will be difficult for Black Lotus to get out of these lanes, but even being down a couple of thousand gold will not be the end of the day for them, because exactly what you say, they have lots of engage tools, they have lots of AoE abilities, and if they land, if they can combo them, Gucci's team can be absolutely deleted. That being said, yeah, as you said, Syndra, we saw Gloomy struggle maybe a little bit against Linus Syndra, and I think Rebreed Syndra is on another level than Linus Syndra, so he might have even more of a difficult matchup here against Rebreed, similarly to top lane with Yone being such a strong pick into the Sion, and another part is the bot lane with Nautilus and the Renata. So yeah, Renata really known as a big counter to engage champions, and even more than Braum that we saw before.
Yeah, that's very true. A difficult situation here. I mean, Renata will be able to be extremely defensive here with the bailout on the W, keeping someone alive for at least another life. And if that gets refreshed, if the bailout does get refreshed in the middle of a team fight, that's gonna be massive for it's gonna be massive for Gucci. But yeah, the team composition for Black Lotus it's looking really good. I think the key thing for Black Lotus is the Zeri getting ahead in the early game. If Zeri falls behind, you're essentially looking at a very low damage team composition, even though you do have frontline. Viego doesn't power spike until maybe 2 items or 1.5. Zeri power spike, if you get there, is only really effective if you're ahead of the curve. But you know, if you are behind, you're having to play that scaling game. And taking a look at Gucci's team compositions, Syndra ahead, lethal. Varus ahead, dangerous. Yone ahead, FF, go next, you know? So they need to make sure that they don't fall too far behind in the early game. And one of the issues of Black Lotus, we've seen this in the SLE, is sometimes their laners do just capitulate. They do just, for whatever reason, lose the game before the game's even started. I think it was actually the series against Gucci, it was game 3. They just go for some aggressive invade without priority in any of the lanes, and then they die, and the game is just over at minute 3, you know? So Black Lotus, they need to make sure they avoid mistakes like that.
I have to agree, and I'd say this is kind of I would say in a way, since it's um, rebreed facing off against Gloomy, since it's like the rival Lynx's top side facing off against Cage Maze. I'd say this is in a way a rematch from SLE playoffs. Lots of players that faced each other back there are facing each other again, and very, very interesting matchup. Very hyped and a lot on stake. Not only the semi-finals appearance in Manta Cup, also a lot of bragging rights and a lot of revenge storylines here. And we see. As for a playoff game, both teams staying safe in the early game and then not trying to flip it level 1.
Yeah, that's gonna be key. I think flips. The thing about flips is that we are quite late into the day. These two teams have been playing for like since 10 a.m. I think. Sorry, 11. And yeah, flips are gonna happen. Mistakes are gonna happen. These two sets of players will be tired. So definitely don't expect the cleanest level of gameplay. And I mean, because when it comes to fatigue, at this point in the tournament, you've played 5 competitive games today, and for the side of Gucci, obviously some of them were quite easy, but some of them, I mean, the most recent one was a challenging one. I'm sure Black Lotus's games haven't been as easy as it was in the broadcast we had earlier. How important is fatigue in this? Because there's going to be a lot of mistakes coming out at this time of day.
Yeah, absolutely. I have only casted the 5 games, and I feel quite tired as well. My eyes are a little bit turning into cubes. So, yeah, I cannot imagine how these players are feeling right now. When we played in Manta Cup after the group stage, we didn't have to play the playoff game already. We had, I think, we had a bye. So yeah, definitely a difficult situation for them to be in, playing the 6th matchup of the games of the day. So hard to keep the focus, but I'm happy that they did have a pause between this game, before this game.
Yeah, they definitely did have a small break. And you see it already. Talked about the solo lanes of Gucci and how effective they were in the recent matchups. Both of them already getting the early push and early trades down on their opposite number. Case Maze already using every single stack of the corrupting potion, so you can see he's getting chunked out. But yeah, I'm quite excited to see how these lanes develop.
Yeah, absolutely, and we already see Los Mordereto kind of a reason why he wanted this matchup. This Yon pick already proving strong into the Scion, and as you said, corrupting potion already being chugged out by Case Maze here, and Los Mordereto, if he doesn't...
looks really aggressive. The ghost pots by Case Maze. Los Mordereto does have the E available, misses out on that Q, so Case Maze will get away, but Summoner Spell already blown for the Scion. He's going to use the Q aggressively, but the camera pans over to the bot lane. First Blood gets missed. Thanks Riot Games for that. Algren in the bailout is going to get taken down, so Silly Kill on top, but a 2v2 in bot, so it trades equal for both teams, but with Shisakyu getting the kill onto Algren early doors in the bot lane, that's a great result for Black Lotus and a great result for Los Mordereto on the other side as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to thanks Riot Games, we did not see both of the kills fully happening here in this early game. Not the best camera selection there, but yeah, I'm very, very curious to see what happened with Algren there, because he died without using flash, and it feels like he just was just walking out without respecting the Black Lotus's bot lane here to finish off the kill.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit too little too late. Los Mordereto still hasn't gotten the recall off, but feeling confident to stay in the lane. This might be a mistake as Case Maze. Well, I actually really like what Los Mordereto is doing here if he is able to stay alive, but it seems like a 2 versus 2 is breaking out. Another potential solo kill, but in the hands of Case Maze this time. Los Mordereto will survive with his life, and look who's here. It's Yasser on the brand, going to try and finish off the Scion, but right behind Los Mordereto is a Viego. He's going to whiff out on the flash combo, but instead does finish off the kill. Yasser's going to get a kill onto the Scion. Instead, Shizu taking the soul of the Yon, gonna get the double kill. So early doors, great start for Black Lotus. Los Mordereto being a little bit greedy on the recall, meaning it will be a 2v2 victory for Black Lotus on the top side.
Yeah, and it's a thing that we have seen a couple of times today. Solo laners in top lane. Oh, and we see
Oh
an
yeah,
all
2v2 in the
in.
bot lane, and this time it's gonna be the Gucci bot lane winning out on the health bars. It's the Varus and the Renata doing so much damage. Very uncommon usually for a bot lane to get fast blood and then lose a future 2v2, but thankfully for the Gucci bot lane, they will be able to win the HP trade. Good result for them.
Yeah, but in this case, I feel like it's kind of reasonable because I don't fully understand how did the Gucci's bot lane lost the 2v2 in the early game. This is more like how I imagine the 2v2 going because the Renata fully negates the Nautilus's not any of Nautilus's attempts to do anything in this lane, and yeah, I think it was quite a misplay, the fact that they did lose, and yeah, the lane bullying starting to come online for the side of Gucci.
Lane bully starting to come online, but so is it in top lane as the Fate Sealed is going to chunk K's Maze down to low HP. Lost Moderato, one more hit is going to do the job, but instead it leaves K's Maze in a precarious situation. Lost Moderato does get the knockout. That's the beautiful combo. The mechanics coming out from the top laner of Gucci is going to finish off K's Maze in his tracks. 0-3, and talk about a statement. This is the statement making from Lost Moderato.
Yeah, and this is exactly what he wanted there, and I believe that Lost Moderato actually got the lethal tempo proc there and got the extended range onto the melee champion. It works like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like Case Maze did not expect the range to be there for Lost Moderato, but yeah, he just executed him from the range there, and beautifully played so far. Yeah, the mistake I was about to tell you was the fact that Lost Moderato did not recall after getting the first kill, the first blood in the game, and it proved out to be the difference maker in that 2v2. But
Jesse, it's going to interrupt the recall of Fabian. It's going to leave the bot lane of Black Lotus in a sticky situation here. K's Maze going to use the unstoppable onslaught. Lost Moderator is losing the trade on this one just for now, but this Yone is going to stack up that lethal tempo. Another knockup from K's Maze. Lost Moderator now. Let's see what he can answer back. Is he going to be able to hit that knockup? Instead, camera pans over back to bot lane. It seems like there's action all across the map here, whilst the two junglers are just chilling and farming up. But yeah, Lost Moderato dodges away from that Q. He's going to land a W, but K's Maze dodges away from Lost Moderato's Q. So now this wave coming in. I want to see if K's Maze will capitalize on anything here. One capitalization happening on the other side is Gucci have started up the dragon, and they will secure the first objective of the game.
Yeah, and they do secure it, and we see Case Maze here thinking about the potential.
Oh, Rebreathe! He's gonna land the stun onto the Syndra. Gloomy with a 3-man Pop Blossom, but he's all by himself. Hook gonna land onto Jesse, but already Gloomy is gonna be the first one taken down. The Renata W is slightly mistimed. Shusaku now in a 1 versus 3, but Yasa is just gonna finish off Fabian on the side. One more spell is gonna do it. He does not land the W for now. Shusaku is dodging away from absolutely everything, and with Yasa missing out on the W on the Nautilus, he will survive. He does finish him off in the end, but once again, it's a mechanical misplay coming from the jungler of Gucci that is punishing them off. A play that looked so free.
This is exactly what we talked about, and it already showed at the game 5 of the day. Players are getting quite tired. The seemingly simple mechanical plays are being mis-executed, and there we saw Brand, Yasson Brand, kind of missing too many abilities, and the time that bot really helped out the AD carry from Black Lotus Esport to get off of 4-0 start here. Zeri is going to be absolutely massive here.
Massive indeed, and when you think about the situation there, that should have been a quick spell onto the Nautilus, finish him off, and then a 1 versus 3. Instead, he misses spell after spell, and Nautilus just survived for the longest time possible, and then suddenly someone was able to come back and arrive into the fight, and it was a 3 versus 3, so yeah, as you said, critical spells. And this was similar to what happened to when Gucci dropped the game against Beasts. It was a 2 versus 1, Rebreathe and Yasa in the bot lane. Yasa whiffed on a combo mechanically, and then all of a sudden Rebreathe dies, the enemy team get both inhibitors and a dragon. It just seems like these aggressive plays and these flips, it's just not working in the side of Gucci.
Yeah, it sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't, but these type of plays are the things that turn around the series. We have seen it many times, and A bit of a choking here, but he has all the time to kind of
Oh.
reset it and rebreathe. Meanwhile, with
Rebreathe.
very
Knowing that there is a Nico disguised as a minion here. Chain of Corruption down. Gloomy gonna be brought down to low HP. Fabian is gonna be the one on the menu. He is able to flash away to safety. But instead, this is the worst possible scenario for Black Lotus at the shutdown going over to Algren. They could have given up the Nautilus. They could have given up the Nico. But instead, it's gonna be a massive amount of gold into the pocket of Algren. And now Los Modereto looking for another catch onto Case Maze. This is under the turret, so it will be dangerous. He goes for the knockup aggressively. Case Maze still waiting on cooldowns. We'll see what he can answer with. Los Minareto still healthy, getting some health back from the Vamp Scepter. He's forward, but this one is just to get the wave in and back away for now. But Mikus, that was a 300 gold shutdown that just got picked up by Algren. When it could have been a kill from Nautilus, it could have been a kill onto Gloomy, but instead it's a disaster for Black Lotus.
Yeah, not the best play there, and I have to acknowledge Rebreathe doing the math, counting out the minions and predicting the play from Gloomy there, and I feel like yes, the benefactor was Algren at the end, but the play was set up by Rebreathe, which is for me has been so far. He has silently made his case for tournament MVP. Of course, if Gucci will finish off the tournament at high places, we can talk about it. But so far, the young 18-year-old, I believe he's 18-year-old.
I think he's not. I think he's 19 now.
Oh, 19. Yeah,
he leveled up.
Going off very well. Yeah, got to level up there.
Yeah, very well indeed, and. I mean, the solo lanes of Gucci. This seems to be the situation every time we build a team. We build around the solo lanes, and the Gucci Manta Cup roster follows a similar storyline. As Los Modereto, you can see these trades. He is landing every single ability onto K's Maze. And so is Rebreathe. Camera pans right back into mid lane to show the exact same thing happening. The question now for Gucci is how can we neutralize this Zeri, because Shusaku is 4-0 and we'll see if this is the angle to do it. Yasa is in the bot lane. You can see a teleport being channeled. That's Gloomy arriving. Yasa is going to get the first kill of this fight. Gloomy, it's a two-man Pop Blossom, but he didn't quite catch the Brand, so the Brand is going to pop the ultimate and do so much work on the other side. Case Mace is going to get a kill onto Los Modereto. Shusaku's flash was forced to be used as Rebreathe arrives onto the scene, and it will be the push for the plates. 2 kills going to the side of Gucci in the bot lane.
Yeah, but with 3 people here and the Fabian only coming here, yep, that is going to be a
yeah.
dive.
Oh, that's a
but
massive shutdown.
So
yeah, that's a massive shutdown going over to the hands of Shusaku, but so does Rebreathe. He's going to pick up his first kill of the game. So it's an equal standings, and Shutdown traded for Shutdown, but take a look at the gold lead. It is Gucci, the one in the lead for now, and this might be their second dragon of the game, putting themselves even further ahead. Oh, yep, gold graph increases just a little bit more. So right now, it is an intense game, but Gucci slightly ahead of the game.
Slightly ahead indeed, but as we said, very, very evenly matched up both of these teams. Second and third seed coming from their respective groups, and as much as Gucci having a good early game so far.
Ooh, Fabian landing a beautiful hook onto Rebreathe. This could be the dead Syndra. Another combo is gonna land. Gloomy being brought down to low HP, so he will be able to trade one back. Fabian gets hooked up with the handshake by Jesse, and Fabian is gonna be in the next one to fall. Yasa now, proving why this brand pick is so contested. Los Modereto, he did get ganked in the top lane. Kazemane picked up the kill on that one, and this might be the turnaround of the matchup, but Algren is gonna flash forward into Shizu, so kills happening on the other side. Kazemane has brought himself back into this lane, but it looks like Gucci are starting to win out on the other side of the map.
Yeah, things kind of flipping around here. Earlier it was Los Modereto kind of dominating the top side, but after some help they do, he does get actually
first
solo
blood turret as well.
Yep, first turret coming in here. Meanwhile, Gucci dominating the bot side, and I have to acknowledge, Dessa there, not Dessa, but Yasa there, kind of, yeah, Yasa there. Failed that play in the Drake pits, and it was quite an unfortunate play. But after that, he has been at the right place at the right time after time, and right now he's rocking a very, very good scoreline with 5-2 and 5, and he's definitely at the place to carry this game.
Yeah, a solid scoreline indeed, and I think the most important thing to note is K's Maze. He was in a sticky situation. Every time the camera was panning over to top lane, K's Maze looked like he was about to die in about a second. He picked himself up. As I say that, I was about to say that K's Maze has brought himself back into this lane. Camera comes and goes back to top lane, and he's just almost dead again. As that handshake onto Shisakyu. Q just going to whiff out Shizu, trying to find a catch on to rebreathe. Gloomy slowly behind him, won't be able to follow up on any sort of engage there. But yeah, seems like Blade of the Rune King completed now for Los Moderato, so there is an angle there to shred the Scion as Yasa. He's gonna find Fabian here all by himself, and this Nautilus, he's been so slippery this game, but we won't escape that one. He goes onto a rampage and rebreathe gets the solo kill on his opposite number. We talked about a storyline against Gloomy, but what storyline is there if it's one-sided? Gloomy gets solo killed once again by Rebreathe.
Man, I just love Rebreathe so much. Like, this guy, whenever whatever happens, he just gets the maximum out of every single play, and yeah, he has grown so much so far in his Gucci career, and right there, keeping up the tradition of completely having Gloomy's number and just dominating time after time.
Oh, yeah. Unstoppable onslaught from K's Maze is being channeled down. The teleport as well, but they know that that is the Nico. Gloomy going to get hit up by the Fate Sealed, and Gloomy already brought down to low HP despite having used no abilities. It's going to be a one-man Pop Blossom, but that's about it. Yasa goes unstoppable, and Shisakyu looking to finish him up, but that W coming out from Renata is going to keep him alive. This fight looks like it's going into the hands of BLE because there is no Syndra here available. Algren, one last auto attack is going to finish off the kill onto K's Maze. But it looks like with the help of Shizu on the Viego, Black Lotus finally win a team fight.
Yeah, they do some misplays happening right there. I think that the Renata bailout was used a bit too early in the fight, and yeah, huge win for Black Lotus here, and their hope is still alive. They're just down 2,000, 3,000 gold lead, and yeah, they keep fighting, and that's exactly what they need. They need to punish Gucci when they are not together, when they don't have the numbers, and Black Lotus doing the right things.
Yeah, they are, but with Rebreathe getting that bot lane turret, those who are not aware, the bot lane turret, you kill that, buy yourself 700 gold into your pocket, which is essentially,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's a shot, it's crazy. So Rebreathe, in a way, has picked up a kill of his own, and 30 CS up, 2 and 2. Gloomy is 1 and 5. I'm gonna press X and see the mid lane gold. Oh my lord. Yeah, Rebreathe is so far ahead of Gloomy right now, and you know, we talked about Gloomy's inability to hit certain farm numbers, his lack of fundamentals despite his mechanical prowess. You know, sometimes Gloomy keeps himself into games because he's racking up kills despite falling down in CS. This time he's fallen behind in CS, now 50 CS down, and he's not even ahead in kills. This is where it gets a really sticky situation for the mid laner of Black Lotus.
Yeah, have to agree, it's pretty rough, and Black Lotus here.
Rebreathe gets a stun onto Gloomy, and Gloomy is just one shot. The Pop Blossom wasn't even be able to use. He's gonna finish off Shisakyu as well. The kill credit went to Los Moderato, and it looks like Black Lotus is getting swept across the floor. And it's gonna be a straight up clean take from Gucci. 4 kills down, third dragon secured, and it looks like Black Lotus, they're slowly slipping away from this game.
Yeah, we saw you toggled the gold lead before, and we saw that 3,000 gold was just on Rebreathe over Gloomy, and that was the gold lead that Gucci had before this fight. And yeah, this time Rebreathe in the middle of fight, actually flanking on the Syndra, doing the successful flank on the mage, not like we saw a couple of times before today. And yeah, landing abilities, landing ultimate onto the Zeri as well, and absolutely dominating. Once Rebreathe joins these teamfights, I don't think Black Lotus have a lot of chance here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Black Lotus have much of an answer to the mid-jungle AP threats that are contained within this Gucci draft. And we talked about, you know, the composition itself, having this aspect of risk that there are no frontliners, but one thing we did say is that they are counters into the enemy team comp. And so, I mean, with that in mind, you don't necessarily need frontliners if you are just ahead of the ball. Take a look here, like, Shizu has the Kraken Slayer completed, but it doesn't look like he's able to finish off anyone in these fights. Same with Shisakyu, 2 items deep into the Zeri, still not doing enough, and yeah, Gucci really far ahead now. Oh, actually, I heard a
Far
unstoppable
ahead indeed,
onslaught. Kaze Maze going to force the flash out of Jesse, so that is a good result. Gloomy with a big pop blossom this time, and look who's caught. Algren is dead, but the Brand Ultimate is doing so much work. Rebreathe is still healthy, so I can imagine Gucci will feel confident to fight this. A Scatter the Weak lands right on top of Shizaku. That's the key member down. The Fate Sealed is not going to find anyone, but it's going to close the gap. Fabian now next on the menu. Lost Midoretto is going to finish off that kill, and another Scatter the Weak right on top of Shizu. He's going to be able to get away to safety. Kaze Maze now the one on the run, and Yasa is chasing, and he's going to secure the kill for his mid laner. This Brand and Syndra combo is doing so much damage in these team fights, and it looks like Black Lotus, it looked so good for them. A massive pop blossom, but when that's not enough, the game seems to be falling out of your hands.
Yeah, the mage bodies here coming in clutch for Gucci. Yes, they do get Algren very quickly in the team fight, but it's not enough. It's Syndra and Brand is alive. Both of these players absolutely popping off here. I have to agree. And the key moment was the fact that Rebreathe landing this. Oh, will he steal it? No, he didn't steal it from his own jungler. But yeah, Rebreathe landed a beautiful, another beautiful E onto a key target here. Zeri gets stunned, and after that, Black Lotus not having any damage left.
Yeah, well, when Black Lotus lose the Zeri, there is not much left to follow. I think Shisaku and Shizu have put in a decent effort, along with Fabian, but unfortunately, I feel like the solo lanes of Black Lotus are the ones letting the ship down, because Gloomy and Kaze Maze are really far behind right now. As, well, speaking of Gloomy, he seems to be in danger once again. Dodges away from the Scatter the Weak, but he's just so weak. He doesn't do any damage. Algren spacing beautifully around this turret, but this could be the kill. Oh my god, beautiful flash over the wall. Algren doing what he can. Did bring Shisaku to half HP, but he will fall down. So a 1-for-1 in the grand scheme of things. But with the teleport being forced and the flash burn from Algren, I'd have to say this trade is even. But if you're behind Black Lotus, you're definitely happy with this.
They surely are, and I have to say, Algren, you kind of need to maybe chill out in this game. Your solo lanes and jungler are doing a lot of work.
Oh
so
my god!
This time you don't need.
Oh
to
my
do
god! Lost Midoretto. Oh, that was
Yeah.
so beautiful to watch. Hit about absolutely everything. Like the jungler of Black Lotus had no response to that. Yeah.
Not a lot he can do there, yeah. Just walking past the Yon, thinking that he's not gonna all-in him, but he definitely did. And
Kaze Maze.
no, sick.
Yeah,
He
look.
was in trouble.
Yeah, he's in trouble. That's a tanky Scion, but look at the mages, the mage buddies of Gucci. They are so strong. Lost Midoretto, he might actually tick out to this Ignite here, and he will get shut down. Unfortunately, the shutdown does go over to Fabian. Not the ideal situation, but a shutdown nonetheless. So a good catch there for Black Lotus as find Lost Midoretto in no man's land. But right now, 27 kills to 18. That's a scrappy game, but not a scrappy game that Black Lotus are benefiting from.
Yeah, we saw level 1 started off with both teams doing a 5-point start, not risking too much, but ever since it has been an absolute rumble. 23 minutes in, we're having a 41 kill game, 3 dragons already killed on Gucci's side. Gucci having a 10k gold lead, actually.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And,
yeah. Oh my god, Algren is just going to delete Fabian off the map. Yasa's going to face tank the full combo from Black Lotus. This is what they need. But Jesse with a beautiful hostile takeover, landing on top of the entire roster of Black Lotus. Lost Midoretto wasn't even in this fight, as Kaze Maze is going to be the next one in line to fall. The Scion is down. Quadra kill coming in for Rebreathe. As we talked about, this superstar mid laner, he is rising above the ranks and he's showing himself big time in the Manta Cup.
Man, there's Rebreathe, then there's Rebreathe evolved, and then there's Rebreathe against Gloomy again and again. In this matchup, whenever he faces this guy, he just activates his third eye and pops off yet again. Beautiful quadra kill by the Syndra here, and Gucci is looking like they are walking confidently towards 1-0 victory in this first game.
Yeah, I don't know. So some players seem to get a secret buff when playing against someone, and I guess for Gloomy, unfortunately for him, Rebreathe is going to be his nemesis or nightmare matchup, as he will continuously, once again, fall failure against this Bulgarian menace. As Dragon Soul getting finished off now, Gucci in prime position to close out this game. And Mikus, when we took a look at the draft, did you expect this to be the turnout at 25 minutes into the game?
No, not at all. I expected maybe the Black Lotus to have a lot of success in the first 20 minutes, and as I said, we haven't seen a lot of success with these disengaged champions and disengaged comps so far in this Manta Cup. But Gucci here showing the opposite, showing how it's supposed to be played, and able to answer every single time. Rebreathe popping off on his signature champion, and meanwhile, Yasa here as well, popping off on the brand. We criticized him that he might be tired, he might be maybe a little bit choking in some of these matchups, some of these games, and he has showed us complete opposite. And so far, the brand looks like his secret weapon.
It does indeed, but for Gloomy, I think, yeah, a rough game, and well, I mean, it's not over yet, and hopefully he can pull out a massive play to follow suit. But yeah, right now, Gucci, they will push towards the top lane. Lost Moderato feeling confident, going for an aggressive play, dashing in by himself against the entire enemy team. And we'll just wait for the wave. Baron buff, it will be spawning soon, showing on the minimap there. Because what are the options here for Black Lotus? Oh.
Well, they do need to get
Yeah.
a solo kill in the middle of 5v5.
Gloomy's dead. If
yeah.
Yeah.
Without the Nico's ultimate, I think the options really...
Oh, Lost Moderato is going to go in with the Fate Seal. This is a 4v5. So, Black Lotus already fighting at a disadvantage, and K's Maze is going to get absolutely deleted, but so is Yasa. Great hook coming out from Fabian means, oh my god, Rebreathe is just going to remove Shisaki. Oh my goodness gracious me! What a play coming up from the mid laner of Gucci. Shizu is going to pick up a kill of his own. So, keep your eyes on the Viego, but a beautiful flash coming out from Rebreathe. Oh, sorry, Algren is going to make sure that the jungler of Black Lotus is up, and Gloomy is probably dead again.
My.
Yeah, Gloomy's dead, by the way, if you needed to, if you were wondering. As Gucci, they will take game 1 of this best of 3 series. Mikas, best of 3, it means that they are on match point. This is massive for the camp of Gucci.
Absolutely. What a game by Rebreathe. This was an amazing showdown by the mid laner of Gucci, and yeah, love to see it. And also a statement by Lost Moderato, kind of taking on the Case Maze's Scion. I would say he still might have a little bit more to prove in this matchup, but still very well done by Gucci. Strong showing in game 1, and cannot wait to see them face off again in game 2.
Yeah, game 2 is on the horizon. I'm not even going to ask you who your MVP of the game is going to be, because I feel like I know who that is. That performance coming out from Rebreathe was ridiculous. And maybe before we go into the break, talk to me about why you think, like, against Gloomy, Rebreathe just evolves into, like, the Bulgarian Faker.
Yeah, I think it's part of it is the fact that Rebreathe, I don't know, maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe he just has so much confidence in this matchup. But I think another part is that Gloomy's play style, Gloomy's kind of champion pool as well, does not have any counters towards Rebreathe. I think the way he plays is very kind of gives a lot of space for Rebreathe to get his gold when he wants to, and get his farms and get his stacking when he wants to, and yeah, just not showing a lot of attention to Rebreathe. So he's in his perfect place in this matchup, and we see it time after time, and after game after game. When you have results like these, you just start to generate so much confidence in the matchup. You feel like you're gonna do damage no matter what.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I do think Rebreathe, yeah, hands down my MVP of that first game. But it is a best of 3. The difference from the first game is that Black Lotus won't have to bow out just yet. They can recuperate, they can discuss within themselves and get themselves rolling once again in game 2. So, Mikas, we will be back soon. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 will, yeah, be coming soon. I don't know when, but soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the SLE stream. SLE stream? Hold on a minute. This isn't the SLE stream. This is the Manta Cup stream. It is just two former SLE teams playing against each other. And similarly to the SLE, it is a very similar story. Gucci already ahead of the ball over the Black Lotus squad in the Manta Cup. It's two very different rosters to what they have fielded in the SLE. But what I would say is a similar story in Game 1.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Game 1 was absolute rebreed show, and I would say yes a show as well, and love to see it, love to the performance from Gucci here, and on other news, unfortunate news for from the other matchup in our side of in Gucci's side of the bracket. UB Tenacity has been has been eliminated from the tournament due to some unfortunate ban situation. So we won't comment that much on it, but Gucci or Black Lotus Esports will face the winner of Black Manta against Iotopia actually in the semi-finals here, and I think that really increases this matchup's importance, because whoever wins this matchup, I feel like is going to be the favorite going in that game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I'm assuming Black Manta is going to pull out the victory there. Iotopia, not a decent showing in the group stage, but the winner of this series essentially will be going into the Black Manta matchup as the favorites. Black Manta, they finished 4th within the group, which means that is below Emerald Punishers, that is below Beasts, that is below these guys here named Gucci. And if any of these two teams come up against BLM, you know, BLM were talked about as a strong roster, favorites to some people. Yeah, had really a rough showing, dropping games against Emerald Punishers and Gucci. It's not awful. They did beat out Beasts Team Esports, but not the performance that people expected of BLM.
Yeah, exactly, not at all. BLM, of course, a team to be reckoned with, an absolute powerhouse in these Discord leagues, but they are kind of they're in a way they're a new team, because a lot of their players have not played together for quite some time due to participating in different rosters during the SLE Split 5. So I feel like they are still growing into the team that they can be. But of course, just winning and playing games after games, I think they're growing in confidence, and they're gonna be a formidable opponent if they eliminate the Iotopia first. And meanwhile, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have a series to play right here for both of these squads. Gucci having the 1-0 lead so far against Black Lotus, showing quite a dominance in the game 1. And this time we will see if there will be some adaptations coming in here from Black Lotus. I would like to see the Syndra ban, but looks like they're not covering it. And again, Syndra is not going to be banned by Gucci's opponents.
Yeah, Syndra being left open for Rebreathe 3 games in a row, and we've seen the impact it has had, so it does get locked in once again. But I know exactly why Black Lotus have done this. I've just realized the teams are... Oh, wait. Is it?
No, they're not. Black Lotus has...
Oh, Black Lotus go for the Syndra. Sorry, I was just so shocked that Rebreathe is not playing Syndra, and I was like, hang on, they're on the wrong side. But yeah, Rebreathe going to take another one of his comfort picks. Gloomy will get his hands on the Syndra. A really rough performance on the Nico. That was much to be desired for the mid laner of Black Lotus. He will get himself on a much more, safe and scaling pick, and hopefully he can have a different story. But one person that won't have a different story is Lost Moderato on the Yone. He was dominating K's Maze in the lane phase. He started getting ganked a bit more by Shizu, but yeah, start that lane, it was all Lost Moderato on the Yone.
Yeah, this time selecting the Yone even quicker. Gucci, actually in first 3 picks of this Game 2 draft, we already see 3 of the solo lines being locked in. Quite an unorthodox draft here. 4. Actually 4th of the solo laners being locked in, and Case Mate is going to going to opt for a rematch here.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the rewind button on the Scion. It wasn't the best coming up from K's Maze, and I've seen K's Maze operate the Scion against some of the best players that have played in these Discord leagues. Oh my god. Wait a minute. That's a Lee Sin. Do it! No! I wanted the Lee Singer. One of my favourite champions to watch, but yeah, it will be the Viego. It looks like, Black Lotus looking to run a very similar team comp, but with a Syndra instead of a Nico, so we'll see if the rest of the draft plays out in a similar way. With Viego locked in, might be a chance for Yasser to... just do it! Lock in Brand! No, I don't expect the Brand to be locked in, but it is there if he wants it.
I would say it performed quite well.
Yeah.
During last game. Maybe they won't lock in anything at all, but yep, they are going to lock in the rel.
Yep.
I think it might be a support rel this time, but then again, Josiah has kind of shown a preference onto these enchanters so far in this split, so we might have again going for kind of fixing his own errors. Yes, we saw them. We saw him make a mistake on the Brand and then absolutely switching it over and playing in a phenomenal game after. And we saw him kind of underperform on the rel. Maybe he's here to fix his errors and change the narrative. Maybe some people have had on his rel pick.
Yeah, the rel is locked in, and as you mentioned, it is a flex, but I do, even though Jesse is a enchanter player, I do know Jesse is a fan of the rel, so they can flex that over. Does get locked in, is good against Syndra, a very mobile mage, and rel very easy to get engages. Flash ulti, simple as that. Syndra no dashes, can easily get away from that. So yeah, I like the rel pick, but Brand is being banned away, so Black Lotus, taking note of that, is aware that this is potentially a flex pick, as Yasser's Brand is now no longer on the board. And yeah, Mikas, talk to me about the rest of this draft, because Algren will lock in his signature Sivir.
Yeah, one of his best champions, I would say, besides picks like the Misfortune Zeri. He has also shown a very good Varus in these games, and but he's originally known for the Sivir, as you say. I think he played a lot of many times in SLE, and on Answer, meanwhile, on the Black Lotus side, the Aphelios, a big carry here, and this time, Black Lotus kind of switching things up. Yes, they do have their frontline, they do have their engaged champions, but they also have quite a long-range hyper carries here with the Syndra and the Aphelios.
Yeah, I really like this. There is no Rebreathe Syndra available here, so the one-shot potential isn't as powerful as it was in the last game, so locking in a hyper carry ADC is the correct move to do, with Fabian's Nautilus locked in once again. I think Shusaku, really great game on the Zeri, and unfortunately Rebreathe Syndra just had something more to say about the game than he did, and he was just wiped off the map at every fight. But if the Aphelios is the answer here, it's going to be a challenging one for the side of Gucci to take him off the board. Braum being locked in, a really good pick into the draft of Black Lotus, so we'll see if this gets locked in for Jesse, as this does prevent a lot of what Black Lotus want to do with their draft, as Braum is secured now. And those are the two team compositions, Mikas. What are we thinking?
Okay, I'm surprised to see the Braum pick coming in here. Yes, we know that Jesse really liked the Braum, and when he played on the Vitagen squad, I think it was a huge pick for them, but we just saw him perform so well on the rel, not on the rel, but on the Renata. I would have expected for them to just run it back again, but they chose not to here, and we'll see the Braum. Maybe it's a little bit better into the Syndra, into the Syndra, I guess, but interesting adaptation here. I'm gonna talk to Viggies maybe after the game, see what was his insight with his draft. But overall, Gucci again found themselves a very strong and capable draft on many aspects. They have the long range damage, they have the hyper carry, they have the scaling, they have the front line, they have many tools to play against Black Lotus. But I have to say, this time on Black Lotus, also much more balanced team comp with Philios, with Syndra. They have the engages, they have the tools to do, and yeah.
So-
What do we want to say with that, Adrian?
No, I was my ADHD was kicking off, so I just started moving the client everywhere. I don't have anything to say specifically, but I do think, I mean, if I'm taking a look at both compositions, I'm seeing a very similar situation to last game. It's just certain parts of both drafts have been replaced with other champions. Zeri is, let's be real, Zeri is a hyper carry. It does operate in a similar way to the Aphelios, except Aphelios a little bit more reliability, but also a lot less mobility. On the similar side, Syndra, instead of Nico, doesn't quite have the big AoE pop blossom that it does, but it does have more damage, more burst. Essentially, it's a team fighting mage. Xerath, Xerath's probably the one champ that is completely different. Same with Rel to Brad, but for the most part, it is a very similar situation.
Absolutely, but I feel like Rebreed has had Gloomy's number so far in this series, and if this Xerath actually scales into the mid to late game, it's so difficult for Syndra and for Aphelios to avoid his long range poke and to avoid the ultimate coming in from Xerath. So yeah, not a lot of like speed ups here on the Black Lotus side. So it will be on them to kind of dodge this ability. And as we have talked about so many times already, with how players how tired they just might be after this long day. I think it's seventh game of the day for these players, and yeah, it just might be a little bit harder and harder to dodge some of these skill shots coming in.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really difficult now. But I mean, let's talk about one player that we haven't mentioned too much in the entirety of today, but it's going to be the support of Gucci Jesse. Last time on a champion where Renata, you can play defensive and aggressive. He's played Rakan earlier today, aggressive champion. He played Lulu twice on our stream, very passive champion in that sense. And it seems like having a support who's able to balance aggression and suppression at the same time is so important, especially for this Gucci team, where there's a lot of firepower on the solo laners. And Algren's a player who seems to pop off in these late game team fights. How important is it for this Gucci team that they have a stable support player who's able to hold the fort whenever they need?
Yes, indeed. And yeah, we saw a player like Jesse, it just completely changes the team. I think Vitagen did swap in Jesse, and they swapped in mid laner as well in the middle of the split. And I think it was the Jesse's addition that was the big difference maker, because after adding this SLE top tier support, I think they completely changed their playstyle. They started to become so much more like kind of relaxed. They play so much more clean, and I think it's not only his playstyle, and it's not only his champion picks that are coming in clutch here for Gucci and for other of Jesse's teams. It's also the big voice that he has in these team calls and discords, and his shot calling that gives a lot of advantages for whatever team he plays on.
Yeah, and a player who, honestly, I have to say, he's one of the most positive guys I've ever met. He is always laughing, he's always smiling, always in a good mood, and that's so important, especially in these long days. So, okay, well, I mean, I'm assuming he smiles when he laughs.
Yeah, he's moving in game like he's smiling.
Sure. Anyway, but yeah, okay. Mikis, based off draft, who has your vote for the win?
I think that the carries that fuck you. The carries that Black Lotus have drafted themselves are. I'm just not gonna look in the screen. They are maybe a little bit too immobile to kind of withstand what Rebreed has been showing in these games, and Xerath's impact will be too much. We already saw him pop off on this pick once, and I think we're gonna see copy of that game right here.
Yeah, we might see a copy of that game. But yeah, Rebreathe, he is just performing out of his mind today, and up against Gloomy, who I think it's 4 games now. Not even 4, because they played the show match. It was 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row where Rebreathe has just dominated this player. When you get stomped 6 times in a row against a certain guy, at some point you will realize, you know what, maybe he's just better than me situation. But Gloomy, a player who I know has so much confidence and belief in himself that I doubt he will drop the ball, and he will keep his head strong, keep going, and keep trying to find that one time that he will be able to catch Rebreathe sleeping, trying to take a game off his big nemesis. And you know, Mikas, talk to me about rivalries and nemesises, because we seem to be on the receiving end on a lot of quote-unquote rivals, storylines, whatnot. But a lot of the times, I mean, in Rebreathe is in this current situation, a lot of the times it is not very, but it is one-sided. You know, we have a Vitagen rivalry where they've beaten us once out of God knows how many games. We have a rivalry against BLM. They haven't beaten us at all. We have, you know, Rebreathe has a rivalry against Gloomy. Talk to me about rivalries that are one-sided like this.
Yeah, that's I've had this conversation before with some people that you don't necessarily need a rivalry to be back and forward, to be like tied at all times for it to be a rivalry. And I think it's one of those cases where it's just a matchup that always delivers with some smack talk, with some banter, maybe with some history between them, and that's what makes it. You don't necessarily need one team to dominate. You just need a reason for a matchup to be quite special. There are like historically very dominant matchups, like for example, for yourself, the Fnatic against SK. I think Fnatic has dominated that matchup in every single esport that they are facing each other, and it's still called the El Clasico for EU, for esports, just because of the history that these two orgs have between each other. There can be a rivalry because of different reasons as well, maybe because of some locations, right? In football, right? There's the Barcelona against what's the team? Espanyol, also a Barcelona team, and Barcelona's usually dominating that matchup. Yeah, but it's like one-sided, but it's still, whenever those two teams play, it's the Barcelona derby. So it's not necessarily always needing to be like any team can win. It can be just a reason why it's a special matchup.
Yeah, sometimes history behind the two teams and the storyline is enough to form a rivalry. I was chuckling a little bit because as we were talking about rivalry and how this particular one in front of us is so one-sided, 30 seconds into the game, Ruby just walks into Gloomy's turret, drops a W on his head. It's like, yeah. Mikas, do we expect anything happening in the early game of this matchup?
Oh, absolutely. Maybe not necessarily in mid lane. Then again, both of them have started with the first strike here, and we know that to fully utilize this keystone, you do need to trade. You need to farm it up. So there might be actually some slow pace action in mid lane as well, and but it's not necessarily the place I expect a lot of kills to happen. I expect the kills from where we saw it last game, the top lane. I think Los Modereto has made it his goal to kind of go all in as often as possible against Case Maze, and to prove that the things that happened in the SLE playoffs was just a fluke.
Yeah.
You're muted.
Oh no, I thought you were still talking, but I have to agree. In a similar sense, 2 minutes into the game, no corrupting pot stacks available for Case Maze, so those are all used up at the start of the lane.
Yeah, I remember that one.
yeah, and it's the exact same story here. And now in Los Minareto, those stacks are down, which means it's now time for him to start building up that HP lead. We saw a hook down in bot lane, and Fabian hits level 3. See if he walks up for anything aggressive. But yeah, you can see, same story again, Los Modereto playing very aggressive in top lane.
Yeah, absolutely, and he will look for that lethal tempo stacking, and he will look for those solo kills again and again. And he's already in a very, very healthy position, almost full HP into Case Maze's half HP, and he's set himself up to be in a position to make something happen here.
Yeah.
Last.
Well, I mean, let's take a look at the mid lane a little bit more, because Xerath, not as much of a lane bully as Syndra. With that in mind, you can see already Gloomy having a much better laning phase to start this one off than he did in the last one. Rebreathe, low on mana. Well, both mid laners seem to be low on mana, but high on HP. That's usually not a great sign for either. But yeah, Gloomy surviving for now. Not as many lost trades for him. As I say that, he eats a key to the face. Actually,
we saw Gloomy actually play the early lane quite well last time in the matchup with Nico against the Syndra. I think he was holding up quite well in the CS department. Just was not enough in some of the key roams that he did not pay off. And after that, later on, Rebreathe started to dominate.
Yeah, started to dominate indeed. Case Maze has got the recall off. Lost Midorito still holding on to that for now. And he will use the Q3 to knock up Case Maze. But, a hook landing onto Jesse. But once again, this is why Braum is picked into Nautilus. He will just pop the shield up. Fabian losing half of his health bar. Lost Midorito this time around in a precarious situation here. Case Maze has popped the ghost. One more auto attack is going to do the job. Lost Midorito does get the shield, but the last Q, it's a different story this time around. As Lost Midorito overstays, doesn't get the recall off, and will get solo killed on the top lane.
And time after time we see these top laners kind of gaining themselves leads and then refusing to recall, and that's a beautiful hook.
Yeah, beautiful coming up from Fabian. Jesse is alone, but will jump to a minion to safety, and it seems like Black Lotus, they've learnt their lessons. The laners of BLE are starting to perform a little bit stronger. Maybe they're a little bit warmed up after the break. Helgren and Jesse, low HP under their turret. They do have Yasa here, or should I say Dasa, for Mikis to try and defend what they can. It's a big wave, so I don't imagine any form of ganking will be the right play here. So Algren will be able to pick this wave up safely. But yeah, good start for BLE so far.
I feel like the fact that the opponents hit the vision plant was a kind of a blessing in disguise there for Yasa there, and the fact that I don't think there was any way of the gank ever working out there, and kind of knowing that people see him kind of disencouraged Yasa there from ganking.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit critical of the bot lane of BLE here, because you could have had a situation to just completely jail your opponents in the lane here. You freeze that wave, and Algren, Jesse, they can't get a recall off, because you don't want to recall on a bad wave. Instead, they shove a non-cannon minion wave into the turret. Algren's able to pick that up safely, and they will just arrive back to the lane in a similar state. But what is bad, and hence why I'm critical of this, is that, CS lead in the hands of Algren off the back of that trade. Probably not the result BLE was looking for.
Yeah, Algren so far CSing quite well in this matchup. Actually, much better CS scores than the last time we saw these two teams square up, and definitely way less kills as well. I think by now during the last game we already saw something like 10 kills, and this time teams playing much more conservative.
Yeah, okay, Yasa's gonna dodge away from Shizu's W. Stun doesn't land. Scatter the Weak also whiffing away, so Yasa will just be able to slowly walk away to safety. But you can see one level difference already for the Viego. Don't think Yasa wants to give up this Raptor camp, as hook not gonna quite land. Fabian has been on the mark with those dredge lines, but this time around will miss out. You can see Jesse already arriving right to the arcane, is on top of multiple members. It's gonna land right onto Gloomy. He's now brought to low HP. Jesse has now arrived into the fight. 2-man scatter the weak coming out from Gloomy, and the Heartbreaker not gonna finish off Yasa for now. Yasa's gonna turn it around. He does get the kill onto him. Gloomy's gonna pick that one up, but Rebreathe has just secured the blue buff for him, so he's gonna have the mana to continue this fight. Double kill now coming in for the Xerath. Lost Midorito isn't in this fight, but Rebreathe is. Triple kill now for the mid laner of Good Chi. And we talked about how this guy gets stronger up against Gloomy, and he's got himself a triple kill. Is he going to get the 4th kill of the game? 3-0. Rebreathe on the Xerath. This one goes to Algren, and it looks like it's the same scenario as Gucci come out ahead in the early game skirmish.
Yeah, absolutely. We see a lot of blades coming over, going over to the Aphelios here in bot lane. So that's a small consolation prize for the Black Lotus esports side here. But yeah, again, Rebreed just getting himself everything he wants in this matchup, and it looked so. It looked like Black Lotus have the situation in control
Ooh.
there. It looked like they can do a lot, but Lost Murder is in trouble here.
Yeah, he's in trouble here as Loki's arrived. It is Shizu, doesn't have
Still
the
has
flash.
ultimate.
Ghost is going to get popped from K's maze. Does have the Vamp Scepter, so has a lot of life still. Misses out on the Q. Finds a gap between the mid jungle. Doesn't find a gap between Gloomy as he's going to finish off that kill. Lost Minaretto, great game in the first one, but this time around struggling up against K's Maze's Scion. It's a much better game coming from the BLE top laner. Top laner from, yeah.
I have to ask.
Ooh,
Good
great.
flash. Good flash.
Good flash.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, as much as we saw Algrin's roam paying off with the kills and with the damage, the Aphelios here took many plates, and I would like you to toggle the gold lead, because I just want to see how much gold did he actually get there, and we see he actually has the gold lead, so in individual matchup, actually Aphelios' decision to not follow up on any roams has been proven out to be the correct one.
Yeah, correct one indeed, and Shizu just secured himself the Rift Herald, so they can even execute a play onto that bot lane tower. You drop that Rift Herald, it's 100% going to die, but then you force Gucci's bot lane to, like, they don't want to give it first turret, they want to defend the Herald. Yeah, tricky situation for the bot lane of Gucci as the Aphelios now ahead of Algrin despite him getting a kill. One scary sitch for Gloomy is we look in the mid lane as they start trading. Rebreathe is he's 3-0. It's very powerful right now, and you can see how much damage Rebreathe is going to be able to do in these team fights.
Yeah, absolutely. The strength for Gucci again in the hands of Rebreathe. I think he has a big gold lead so far, and the 3 kills coming in quite handy for him. And yeah, Gucci will have to recognize the fact where their gold lead is placed. And
yeah, Dragon starting up. A beautiful ultimate from Jesse, but the Dragon's gonna get stolen away from Shizu. Look at the fight breakout. Rebreathe is the key member for Gucci, and he's gonna get 2 kills in this fight. Double kill comes in for Gloomy though, and as Algrin is forced to run away. Rebreathe and Gloomy in a 1v1, and it's turning out even for now. But with the support of his team, Gloomy will get the shutdown, and with Gucci ahead of the mark, K's Maze will teleport into the fight, and 7 kills to 6. Black Lotus now get themselves ahead in this game.
Absolute disaster for Gucci. They not only they lose the following team fight, they also lose the Dragon, and it's a huge momentum swing. Just what Black Lotus needed here to come back in this game 2. Backs against the wall. They were again feeding Rebreathe, but Gloomy, the person that has had so much slack in these games, so much struggle, such a poor game 1. This time, he is the one on the Cinder pick, being 5-1-1, being set up to absolutely avenge everything that has happened to him in this matchup. But Lost Murderetto will need to pull off Miracle here.
Oh, and he uses the Fate Seal to try to get away. He did get stunned up before that went through. Shizu does have the flash, so I expect he's going to use that here. Oh, beautiful sidestep. And Fabian as well, missing out on the hook. Lost Murderetto, you talked about miracles. A little bit of a Christmas miracle for him. So he's able to get away to safety.
Without using flash. Yeah, without using flash. That's the key part.
Ice cold, the man.
Ice cold, absolutely. Absolutely ice cold. And here we see Algrin actually kind of baiting. Does not have the item just yet. And
yeah, he's baiting indeed. And Shisaku now in a 1v4 will flash forward aggressively. Red-White, don't fight. He will trade back the kill onto Algrin. And now up against 2 members of Gucci. He probably won't survive this one, but you have to feel getting the kill onto the Sivir is a massive result for the AD carry of Black Lotus.
Yeah, this time Black Lotus just getting themselves small victories every single time they face up against each other, and Rebreathe here as well. He's not that of much of a dominant position. The Syndra is absolutely fed again, so I don't think this 1v1 goes his way that much. And yeah, we see Shizu here channeling the Herald. This Syndra is just gonna get much stronger.
Yeah, Herald gets channeled up. Los Modereto keep on dueling against K's Maze, and he's had a rougher game this time around, but it looks like this trade is going in his favor. Sorry, plate's falling. Quite land that knockup. Camera seems to be obsessed with these two guys as doesn't want to leave. K's Maze taps the Q. Los Modereto lands the Q3. A lot of trading happening. Jesse does not know the location of Black Lotus opponents. Gloomy missing out on the scat of the week, meaning Jesse will run away to safety. You know Shizu is there with the mist showing up, and yeah, Black Lotus much better early game coming out from them. When you take a look at how the early fight at the Raptor camp happened, Black Lotus seem to have turned the tide on this game.
Absolutely, it is just like about 1.5 gold lead, so 1.5k gold lead, but the champions that have the gold are so strong on the side of Black Lotus. Aphelios having such a massive pocket right now, similarly to the Syndra. Gloomy on his Syndra here, being 5-1-1, definitely set up to be in a very strong position, and Gucci will have to pull out another one of their classic team fights to swing this game around.
Yeah, they will indeed. It's not looking that favorable for them, but a 2v2 is breaking out. But unfortunately for the Black Lotus bot lane, it's not a 2v2 as the right of the Arcane is doing so much damage to Fabian. Shusaku now getting locked up. Algren is going to benefit off this as he secures the kill. Jesse's going to stay alive, and Algren's going to get a double kill. And just as we were singing the praises of Black Lotus, they falter in the bot lane, but there's a fight 1v1 in the top. Los Modereto is going to miss out on the Q3, does have the ultimate available, not going to use it, and does it. Too little, too late. Case Maze gets another solo kill for him as Los Modereto goes 0-3 in this second game.
Yeah, Los Modereto again choosing to go for this this matchup. Ooh. And yeah, Gloomy, good flash there. I think if he does not flash there, he dies. And as much as it did look like Black Lotus will secure the bot lane turret or the mid lane turret, it's actually Gucci that secured the first blood on the turrets.
Yeah, Gucci, they get themselves first. You know, I swear in the past they used to call it first brick.
I think it was just between the casters.
And I'm going to call it first brick because I like it. Yeah, first brick secured for Gucci.
Yeah, we're casters.
Yeah, hell yeah. First brick secured for Gucci is going to, you know, swing a lot of goals into their pockets. But yeah, we said the solo laners for Gucci were the keys to success in the last game, but we take a look at game 2 in this best of 3 series, and it's a very flip-sided story. Los Modereto 0-3 rebreathe, despite him not having a bad game per se, is behind on Gloomy 5-1 as Fabian is going to catch Jesse in no man's land. The Braum shield is going to go down. We'll see how the rest of this fight continues. Yasa gets 3 people into the Magnet Storm, and already Fabian's the first one to fall. Right to the Arcane is not quite landing, but now Algren finding himself in a 1-versus-1 against Gloomy. You're 5-1, brother. How do you lose that? As the shutdown into the hands of the Algren is going to pick up so much gold for him. Los Modereto now playing aggressive onto K's Maze, but this is 3 members of Gucci that Sion is having to face. And Braum ultimate doesn't quite land onto Shisaki as he dodges away from that. But a well-played fight for Black Lotus, meaning that Algren is going to pick up the shutdown onto the Syndra.
Yeah, Algren is huge here, kind of silently farming up and being the recipient for these kills, and actually Black Lotus wants more here.
Black Lotus do not want to give this up, but I'm not sure if that's the well-advised decision you want to make. Case Maze does get the final kill onto Jesse, but unfortunately for them, they are making poor decisions here, contesting the Dragon without their jungler, meaning Dragon secured, top lane secured, team fight won. It's all going for the way of Gucci.
Yeah, again, in this mid-game, just things turn around that quickly. Couple of ill-advised plays by Black Lotus Esports here. They just all in onto the Braum. They're going for that. Oh, let's quickly kill Braum, and he just does not die using the, I don't know what's the ability's name, the door. Refusing to die, and then the follow-up damage coming in from Gucci. The champions that actually matter much more are untouched, and just like that, they get so much back, and Yeah, the big beneficiary Algren here now lost more the red dog will most likely die.
Oh, lost Midoretta
Oh,
now. Fate Seal cancelled out by Fabian. Gloomy is going to pick himself up a kill. 0-4 on the Yone. Not the same performance as the last one. As oh my god, Rebreathe already starting to do chunks of damage to the opponents. Leandry's Torment completed. Algren has 2 items. 18 minutes into the game. This Sivir is so powerful. With lost Midoretta taken down, probably a Rift Herald secured for Black Lotus.
Twitchy looks to actually fight here, and they will just appearance of them will scare them off. Gloomy is in a bit of a trouble.
Oh my god! Oh my god, Rebreathe! That is disgusting! You do not do that to your opponent! Somebody check his goddamn PC, because that was not okay! As the Rising Arcane is going to find Gloomy landing onto top of the rift, as another team fight is going to break out. Rebreathe goes onto a killing spree. The Bulgarian Prodigy is going to push forward with the rest of his team. There's now a turret in the mid lane is being broken down. Rift Herald didn't even get secured by Black Lotus. So Rebreathe, god damn, this guy is here to play.
I think it was like blind. I think he just calculated where he will end up after hitting that blasting combo and just executing one of the most beautiful kills I've ever seen on Zerat. That was absolutely insane by Rebreathe, and we talked that okay, this time Gloomy performing much better in this matchup, but Rebreathe, it feels like he heard it through the Discord, and yeah, he's just like, nope, I'm still the man in this game. I'm still on one of my best champions, and I have 10 Dark Seal stacks right here.
Yeah, that was a pure disgust. It's like, it's one of those plays where, like, you can't do anything but just, like, giggle because you're like, Jesus Christ, what just happened? But here, a 2v2 breaking out, but in the mid lane, Algren goes unstoppable. 2.5 items completed. Shisakyu had a decent laning phase, does have flash available, but I don't think Algren gives a damn as he's going to secure himself the double kill. It looks like early game was looking so good for Black Lotus, but off the back of a few hiccups, Gucci now start to dominate this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Gucci just on the roll right now, has all the momentum on the planet right now in their side. Algren having a great game. Rebreathe again, another pop-up performance here for the so far. I will go ahead and say it. So far he has been the MVP of Manta Cup version 4, and
lost Moderato, Fate sealed onto K's maze, looking to turn the tide. Gloomy does turn the tide. He does get a solo kill onto his arch nemesis, but at what cost? Because Algren is going to finish him off as he goes godlike. At least Gloomy can end this Manta Cup run by saying, I finally defeated my nemesis once out of...
I caster cursed him.
Yeah, you caster cursed him. I mean, it's one kill out of many. It's, I mean, great play by Gloomy, I have to admit, because finding a catch onto this Xerath here, being as strong as he is no easy feat. So getting himself something back in the face of this Gucci onslaught is a respectable play to make. And I want to talk about Gloomy. You know, game 1, and I saw some of his performances in the other games. He was having a rough Manta Cup tournament. But, you know, up here, up against Rebreathe, who is flying with momentum. 7 kills. He is the hope. What the? Jesus. Hey, what did he do? What did he do to you? Jesus, Rebreathe, chill. Oh, Scatter the Weak lands onto 2, but Gloomy, that does mean you are stepping up to the enemy team. Yes, I didn't quite hit the buttons in the correct order again, but it doesn't matter as Algren is just too goddamn strong. But yeah, as I was saying, I feel like I just cast a curse at Gloomy, because I was just about to say he's having a banger game, and then he just walks into 4 people by himself and dies.
Yeah, I think Gloomy just overstepping there a little bit, but I have to give a little bit of critique towards...
my gosh.
Yeah, that's a given. Fabian dies there, but yeah, I have to give a bit of a critique for Shosaku here on the Aphelios. I think I've seen 3 plays in a row on the replay here. They just keep the Aphelios keeps running mid lane, keeps overextending, just wanting to get down this turret, and for third time in a row, he just dies like that. Gets run down by the Gucci side, and I think he was 2-2-4 a couple of minutes ago. Now he's 2-5-4, and a massive tilt right now. This Aphelios, and just my guy, just stop, just play behind your support.
Well, it's not just Shusaku, because Fabian, I mean, we've seen him 3 times today. He has such good performances. Even in the first game, he was landing hook after hook. And this time around, 0-7 on the Nautilus. I feel like the solo lanes of BLE, they stepped up in Game 2 of the series, but the bot lane seemed to have taken a step down. And it's really, really biting them in the bottoms, as Fabian, same story, once again, just walks right into the enemy jungle without any information of where they are. And yeah, a pick means Baron buff is going to get pinged out for Gucci.
Yeah, quick pick there. One of the squishiest Nautiluses of all time there, just gets one shot right like that, and yeah, there's nothing they can do about it. They can try to kill Los Mordereto here.
Yeah, Los Mordereto does get taken down. I just want to throw out a little bit of a meme here. If Los Mordereto was not in this game, the kill score is actually more favorable for Gucci. Just kidding. Yeah, 0 KP on the Yone, but at least he's drawing some pressure on the sides. Baron secured now for Gucci. Looks like, yeah, they could be making their final push to close the game out.
Yeah, Los Mordereto having a lot of pressure in this game, I guess. He's one of the most dangerous 0-6-0 Yones we've ever seen. But he's been wasting a lot of time.
He's there
for the opponent.
Yeah. Well,
that's the hull breaker, but
yeah, hell yeah, I love that. Good on you, Los Mordereto. You keep playing with that confidence. 0-6, don't care. Hull breaker, lock that shit in. Nah, I like it. But yeah, nope. Yeah, no. As much as we make fun of the 0-6-0 scoreline, he has been getting a lot done on the side lanes. Look at the state of top and bot. He's pushed down top. He's pushed down bot. He's drawing members to the side, and let's not forget, he's 0-6. If you kill him, you're earning about, like, you know, half a Mars bar in terms of gold. So you know, he's drawing pressure and forcing 2-3 members down to deal with him, and all they get in return is, you know, small amount of gold. So I think Gucci will be okay with their top laner faltering a little bit here, as yeah, game state's looking great for them.
Yeah, they absolutely are, and yeah, as much as they're having fun, I think he has been a recipient of many ganks by the side of Black Lotus here, and the fact that he has been tanking up this time from the jungler.
Yeah,
actually, he just might get his
my
kill.
god, Rebreathe is going to find a kill onto Gloomy. Los Mordereto dancing around multiple angles, but isn't going to quite hit the Bermuda Triangle, as Shuzu is going to finish off Los Mordereto once again. But just as I said, you're having to send 2 people to just about kill a 0-7 Yone, which means the rest of the team will just push through the base. Gloomy was already taken down by Rebreathe on the bot lane, 10-2 for the Xerath. Algren, 11-2 on the Sivir. It looks like the carries of Gucci are so strong. That's a beautiful combo coming in from Yasa. 3-man lockdown. Algren is just going to hit K's Maze on the backside. Front to back is the angle, but Rebreathe is just going to flash over the wall. He's going to get his first kill of this skirmish. Algren gets his second. Double kill coming in for the Sivir. Now Jesse is zoning out Fabian on the side. Rebreathe. Oh my god, Yasa, you goddamn hero. As Yasa says, get down, Mr. President. Rebreathe will survive the onslaught from K's Maze. Gloomy landing a 2-man scat of the week, but it looks like the rest of the combo coming up from Gloomy just isn't doing enough damage. Yasa, get a kill for Los Mordereto. Get him a kill. No, Los, don't. You need KP. As well, it will just be the 2-0 completed for Gucci. And Mikus, does this mean a BLE out?
Yes, this is exactly what it means. Gucci Gaming eliminates Black Lotus Esports, and I haven't checked the results just yet on the Black Manta against Utopia matchup, but they will face the winner in that game, and well done to both of these squads. They both of them have had a good series, a good Black Manta and good Manta Cup so far, and I have to, I think it's a good learning experience for Black Lotus here. They did have good early games against Gucci. and they did do a lot in this tournament. So I think they can leave it happily, not necessarily celebrating anything, because quarterfinal exit is something that they did expect. Maybe they wanted, they aimed for higher results. But that being said, well done for both of these teams, and good luck for Gucci in tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck for Gucci indeed. But for now, we celebrate the victory of the boys in black and gold, as the Manta Cup for them does not end. They will proceed to the to tomorrow's games. We will be broadcasting the Good Cheese series at, oh my god, I'm gonna have to wake up at like 9 because we stream at 9:30. But it's at 10:30 a.m. for the European residents. For any UK lads like myself, it will be at 9. I usually wake up at like 9:45, so this is crazy. But yep, nonetheless, please do join us on that. I am kind of keen to get someone from Good Cheese to join us on the cast for an interview. So in the meantime, whilst I click, clack, and type for some people to join, Mikas, who is your MVP of this series?
The man in the middle must be it. I think Rebreed absolutely popped off. I think he dominated this midline matchup. He had some highlight reel plays in both of the games. I think for me, in the game one, the beautiful play was the kind of angle, the angle shot onto the Nautilus. I think it was with the Syndra's E securing that one kill. In game two, it was that beautiful Zerat's prediction on the blasting comp. So beautiful play played by the man in the middle. An honorable mention, of course, goes down to Los Morderedo.
Yeah, honorable mention for Los Morderedo. But wait, hang on. I think Rebreathe will join us. But yeah, I think for me, Los Moderato, he had a great series. But I'm not giving an MVP to a series for someone who went 0-7-0. No, I have too much respect for myself. I'm joking. He actually drew so much pressure. And yeah, admittedly, Black Lotus, they seem to wanted to play for Sion. Spoiler alert, don't. Sion's a weak side champ. He's not a strong side. Sion got all the gold. He did do the most damage in his team, so that's great, but you know, it's a Sion, so that's why they lost. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Los Moderato is a honorable mention, but I think my MVP definitely going to Rebreathe, and I want to drag him in for an interview, but we will take a short break whilst I set up the asset for that, so don't go anywhere. We will be chatting to the star mid laner very, very soon.
just ask the question.
Hello, people. Welcome back to the cast. We are approaching the closing moment of the stream. Manta Cup is going to re-kick off tomorrow morning, but we are joined by the superstar mid laner. It is Rebreathe here, and listen, kiddo, I gotta tell you something. When you first walked through the doors of Good Chi, we were hopeful, but there was still a lot to be improved, and the player you are today, you have come so far because you're looking like one of the best players in this tournament. Tell me how you feel, and what do you think has helped you improve to the state that you are now?
Wait, my brain turned off. I think I am very like. Wait, I need to think about that again.
Oh, he's getting nervous.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous right now. My first time getting interviewed by my famous friend Sonix. I'm kind of shaking right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident about playing in this tournament. I don't know about the best player in the tournament, but I think I'm really confident in my skill. I think a lot helped me because like playing for this team, I've played with really good players that helped me a lot with achieving what I like with achieving. I cannot speak English. What like with being better, like yeah.
Yeah.
They helped me a lot with that. With
Yeah,
a lot of strategies, with a lot of basic stuff that I didn't know before joining the team. Savonix helped me a lot as well. Yeah, that's it, kinda.
Oh, so
Yeah.
what you're saying is I can take full credit for this.
Yeah,
Awesome.
sure.
Yeah, all me.
Yeah. If that was
Yeah.
new, no.
No, I was just joking. I have well, Mikas, it sounded like you were raring to ask him a question.
Yeah, I was so excited about that play you made onto Gloomy there with the Zerat ultimate. I just want to see, like, I want to know it from your point of view. Did you kind of predict that he's gonna click on the blast combo and where he's gonna land, or was it kind of like a complete wild guess?
Yeah, so like when he tried to jump on when he was near the blast cone, in my brain it was like, oh, he's 100% gonna fucking blow that blast cone. No way, he's not gonna do that.
That's crazy.
And I was like calculating the distance, and I was just please hit, and just throw it out like the distance that I tried to calculate, and I actually.
That's unreal. I really hope you have like one of those softwares because I'd love to see this play from your perspective. But if you don't, then unlucky. But we do have it on stream. I'll report you. Wait, maybe one of your teammates might have it, so we'll go and ask them. But I want to ask you a little bit about this matchup against Gloomy. You've played against this player. I think this is 7 times now, and it just seems like so there was 3 in SLE. Because I was your jungler, and then there was the 3 show matches, so 6, and then 2 games here, so 8 actually. Did you play 3 times in the show match? You did, right?
In the show match, I think I couldn't play. I think I played only 1 game in the show match because I I destroyed my keyboard.
Oh yes, and Wiggy's took over, of course. Yeah. Okay, so there's 3 SLE, 1 show match, and then the 2 games here, so 6 games. 6 games now against Gloomy, and it just looks like you're just, his worst nightmare. Every time you play against him, you seem to just put him into the dirt. You dominate him completely. What is it do you think about this particular matchup against Gloomy that you have an advantage over him?
About these games here, or just
about Gloomy?
I mean, I think he's kind of really predictable player. I think he does like really obvious things. That's a really big advantage that I can take of him. I can just predict a lot of things that he does.
Yeah.
That's why it's really easy. And I think his early game is not that good. That is really punishable. Like before 6, like when we hit 6, like the minute that we hit 6, I think that's the biggest advantage that I can get over him.
Yeah, awesome. And you've definitely improved a lot as well. In respects to Gloomy, he's a player that has improved, and I'm sure will continue to do so. As we say, commiserations for Black Lotus. As the tournament restarts tomorrow morning, do you have your eyes on any particular opponents that you think will be a challenge for Good Cheese?
No.
Oh no! I didn't even finish my question. Man's just said no. I mean, is there anyone you want to face or any particular
I
players?
think there's like only one team that actually has a chance. I think there's like the guys that beaten us. I think that's the only team that have a chance.
Yep. So Beast Team Esports will be the call. Do you think you're gonna make it all the way to the finals?
Yeah, I hope so.
Awesome. Do you have any closing? I mean, Mikas, do you have any final questions?
Yeah, just the last question. You most likely will face the Black Manta that tournament hosts in the semi-finals tomorrow, as they are a massive favorite against the Utopia squad. How do you feel about that matchup, playing against their middle laner Denzer and the team that you defeated earlier today as well?
Yeah, we defeated them. I think there's like it's not like a really easy win, but it's still win. I think.
Yeah.
Wait, let me check. I think we stomped them again, but I don't think the second game is gonna be that big of a stomp versus them, because I hope they learned how like to play better versus us, and they might have a better chance playing versus us. And maybe the team comp that they played, I think it was kind of strange, not on their like normal team comps, and I think that gave us a really big advantage. Like I think their bot lane was a bit strange with this Seraphine that they played. I think that was really strange, and I think that was really bad for them.
All right.
Yeah, fantastic answer. I usually have a goofy question to close out all my interviews for the Manta Cup. Rebreathe, could you just join my screen share?
Wait. I'm joining it. Yeah.
Are you in?
Yeah.
All right. So your challenge here is to describe this image to Twitch chat.
Okay. So that's like you see like the Swanix.
Okay, and we are gonna close this interview. We're gonna close this interview. Thank you, Rebreathe. Good luck tomorrow.
Bro,
for any,
even let me
you shut your mouth, you little boy. Anyway, yeah. Spoiler alert. It was an image of an Asian guy in like a swimming pool or something. I was just trying to get him to do something funny. Instantly said my name. You're right. No, I'm joking. I won't say that word.
No. I was joking, bro.
Yes, of course. You failed.
I'm not racist. I'm not racist.
No, you're definitely not. You're a lovely boy.
I'm not.
But yeah, we will close out the stream. We will be broadcasting another Gucci matchup tomorrow. We're still awaiting the result, but you can imagine it will be another showdown with BLM. So Gucci, BLM get another chance to take a game off Gucci. But for now, it'll be a goodbye from myself and Mikas and Rebreathe. Thank you very much for joining the interview. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a lovely evening.
See you.
See you.